Good afternoon. We're back. This time I actually did come back. I think I've done this a couple of times where I've done a pop up and I said, I'm going to be back later. And then I just get wiped out and I don't. But we're back today for a working stream and pushing some channels. We're still going to push our good friend Ben and Steven from House of Horrors. We had such a fun time last night. I think that sort of got away from me. So I want to correct that this today. But of course, you always are all welcome to push your own channels too. By all means, just let me know if you want me to drop your channel on in, and me and the Cheetah, we will do that. That's right. Um, so I don't know what we're going to be talking about. Do feel like we should talk a little bit about football. That's right. I got to talk a little football. I got to get that out of here because I'm like totally, I want to talk football. Um, so we'll do that. Uh, there's wait a minute. You're awake after another 5 hour stream last night. Oh my gosh. So anyway, Echo. It looks like that Steven might not make it Saturday for the House of Horrors. And we talked about it, and we left it up to you. If Steven cannot make it, would you feel comfortable interviewing Steve Rampinsi by yourself, or would you want a little bit of help? If you want a little bit of help, I'm right here. You can host a stream. You host the show. I'll come in and co-host with you if you want. If you want. If you feel comfortable interviewing Steve by yourself, I will be happy to sit in the chat and watch you work. Uh, okay, I will. I will definitely. I'll definitely be there. There's our good friend Heroic Waffles. Gareth is here. Hey, Gareth. We were talking about you yesterday again. Andre's here. Holy cow! Holy, I think this is a record. I think this is seriously a record. How fast I've gone from like 0 to 8. I've never gone so fast. Um, that's right, Waffles, the Food of Champions, the best channel on YouTube. Still, I think they're going to have to retire that. I don't think anybody's ever going to come up with a better channel name than Heroic Waffles. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, does anybody want to come up? If anybody wants to come up and co-pilot this show here, except for you, Echo, because you got to rest your vocal cords. You have been way too much. You gotta save your voice. Uh, yeah, I don't want to. I don't want you to. Yeah, you got to be careful of that now. Now that you're a host of a show, you got to be careful about overusing your voice because you will lose it. You will lose it. Trust me. I'm sure you're already feeling it a little bit. Um, Gareth, how are you, sir? How are you? Hopefully you're well. Um, we're getting ready for the big fight coming up. Tramel versus Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be a banging fight, but I'm going to go with Carnelo on that. Even though it is sort of disquieting to hear that he's been imbibing a little bit too much of alcohol. I'm not really. I'm sort of concerned about that for him. That's not a good thing. I wonder how much. I wonder. He's got a tough road to go. Um, Hi, Anthony. How are you? I heard that. I heard you're going to be 40 this Saturday. I'm doing good, Gareth. Doing good. Uh, we are glad to be here, and so we definitely want to try to push out some people today, if we can. We want to push Steven and our good friend Ben from Cadaver Club. So if you feel like sharing the stream out, that'll be great. See if we can get some fresh faces in here so we can get those guys up to their next boost. Ben will be hitting 700 and Steven will be hitting 600. Um, yeah, I think Canelo is ready to fight. I think he is ready to fight. I don't think he showed everything he had the last fight he had. He fought that fringe contender. I don't think he showed everything he had. I think he saved a little bit about that. People had commented that that fight went longer than it should have. Um, I hate when people say that. I hate when they sit there and say Yeah, that fight should have never went 6 rounds. That fight should have never went 8 rounds. It's a total disrespect of the other fighter. He's in the ring in there for a reason. I mean, look what happened to Helenius. He fought Anthony Wild or Wild Joshua or he fought Joshua Anthony Joshua. He fought him on 6 days notice. He was in his locker room after he got done fighting a guy, and he took that fight on a week's notice, and he still managed to go 8 rounds with the guy, 8 or 9 rounds with him. Um, and they said, well, yeah, he was no competition. uh, you take a fight against an elite fighter with a 1 week's worth of camp, and you tell me how you do. um, I don't know. I mean, they must have offered him a pretty penny. Um, as Dylan White was once again for the second time, he was busted for drugs. They did a pre-screen of him before the fight, and they found illegal drugs in his system, and they would not let him fight. So they went and found Helenius, and they offered him the fight on a week's notice, the day of that he fought another fighter. I thought he did pretty good. He did get knocked out, and he did say that he didn't make any excuses for that either. He said that his heart was there, the effort was there, but he just was not in shape for a fight like that. And as this manager, you sort of should have known better than to put him out there like that. You should have said, you're not in the shape to go out there and fight against an elite fighter like that. You've been sort of like he said, he took the fight to see where his heart was at. Well, that's a bad place to be to decide whether you still want to be a fighter or not against an elite world class fighter like Joshua. Uh, all right. What's going on, Jaws? Um, he did. He did. I think if Helenius actually would have came out and pressed the action, I mean, if you would have, but again, you got to think about it. That he was sorer than hell. He was already banged up already. So, I can see why, they're saying, well, why didn't he just press Wilder? Why didn't he, or Joshua? Why didn't he press Joshua? Well, hell, he just got done just banging somebody for 8 or 9 rounds already. I mean, that he was beat. I mean, you don't recover from a boxing match in just a week. And so I'm sure that he was sitting there going like, I don't want to really get hit by this guy that much. So I can just understand why he held back and not go forward. I think if they had a proper rematch with proper training camps, I think Helenius would have changed. With his game plan would have been 100% different. He would have came out and gotten the Wilder's Joshua's face and taken it to the action. Oh God. You know what? I can't take I can't take either one of those two guys seriously. The Paul brothers, that they are not serious fighters. They're not fighters. They are a sideshow. They are a sideshow. And I have absolutely no respect for either one of them in the ring. Not at all. Not at all. They have not fought any world class fighters. They have fought fringe. They have fought it's gimmicks. They have not climbed into anybody that the what he did. He fought against Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd knocked his ass out. He knocked him out and held him up until he recovered. Oh yes, no, yes, yeah. He was beat. Helenius was beat. I mean, that whole camp and fighting the other Finnish boxer, and taking a beating. I mean, not a big beating, but he still got hit. He still got hit several dozen times during the fight, and it takes time for that to heal. And think about it. Right after you got done fighting, you're sitting. I mean, Helenius even wrote this. He wrote this saying that, or in the interview, he says, I'm sitting on the bench. I got sweat pouring down me. I'm in my robes. I'm just trying to recover from the fight. And then my manager says, "Hey, you want to fight Joshua in a week?" That's craziness. Um, yeah, see, that's just all bull. He's not fighting anybody real. He's not fighting anybody real. Hi, let's see who was in there in the Facebook stream. I'm actually dual streaming this one. So let me go see who said I say hi. I have a feeling it's either going to be Shannon or going to be or Rocky. Let's see. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Oh my gosh! Speaking of football, there's our buddy Justin. Um, I hope he is taking notes of that beating the Steelers laid down on the Bills this preseason, and we did it with nobody. We didn't play anybody. And yeah, Josh Allen played a little bit. He played a half. And the Steelers are not last year's team, boys and girls. Let me tell you something. The Steelers look absolutely fierce this year. They are ready for action. I've been a Steeler fan for a long time, and I got to tell you, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the preseason camp. Um, like I said, they have done what they have done what every other NFL team has done, and they play their starters very sparingly. Um, and they will be healthy and ready for action. All right. Hi, Sue. How are you? Uh, God. That's just all that's just bush league. No real boxer is going to go ahead and do that, right? No real boxer is going to go ahead and do that. You know, and if they should take a page from Griffin, uh, and Kid Perret to see what happens when you do shit like that. Um, not a good outcome sometimes. But the Paul brothers haven't fought anybody. They fought. Come on, Nick Diaz. He's an MMA fighter. He's not a boxer. No MMA fighter is a boxer. Much like a boxer is no MMA fighter. It's two different disciplines, two different sports, and you prepare for it two different ways. So uh, I will be catching up to see how the results of that go. I will definitely be keeping my eye out on that fight. It'll be very interesting. It does seem like there are a lot of fights that are coming together a lot faster now. Um, I like the idea how the manager for Wilder came up there and said, "Listen, I want to put this thing to bed within 2 to 3 weeks. If you don't want to fight, a lot of these fighters now, top fighters, and I like this attitude and see if Andre agrees with me. Um, yeah, come on, really? I mean, that's not a boxer. That's an MMA fighter. He's nobody. He's absolutely nobody. He won't fight a real boxer. He will not fight anybody in the top 20. He would get his clock clean. Plus, he hasn't earned it. He has not earned any sort of fight against any top 20 fighter. You have to pay your dues. And all he's doing, he's just trading on his social media celebrity to get these fights. No real boxing fan, no real boxing fan. In fact, I can tell you right now, Andre's been talking boxing now since I've known him, for about a year or so, and I consider Andre a big fan of boxing. Never once has he ever mentioned the Paul brothers. Not one time has he mentioned them. That tells you that real fans of boxing do not take the Paul brothers seriously. It's a gimmick. It's a joke. It's media hype. Um, and so no one's yeah. It can't. You just can't. It's just a sideshow. It's a circus. It's like going to the Barnum and Bailey circus. There's a sucker born every minute. And look who I brought back into the YouTube after me talking a little trash against the Bills. Ooh, snap. Um, but honestly, the Bills are definitely one of the four top teams in the AFC. Obviously they are. As much as I'd like to say differently, it has to be Kansas City. It has to be Cincinnati. It has to be Cincinnati. It has to be Buffalo, and probably more or not, it'll probably be the Ravens. So those are probably going to be the 4 top teams in the AFC. But the Steelers are going to make a lot of noise this year. If they stay any sort of healthy, that defense got rebuilt. And it got rebuilt in a big way. Um, and we got a lot of depth there. And you're not going to necessarily see like Watt out there every single play, which I'm really glad about because he doesn't need to be out there every single play. Every single play. So I'm happy about that. Uh, don't sleep on the Chargers. Yeah, maybe. Uh, yeah. Yeah. The Paul brothers are just dog shit. They have to earn that. They have to earn it. I'm sorry, but fighting Tyson Fury's brother is not what I call that's a club fighter at the best. At the best, he's a club fighter. He hasn't fought anybody either. And so he's had so many fights postponed. I mean, yeah, you just can't take that seriously. Um, and fighting other social media people, I mean, I don't even know half these people they're supposed to be fighting. So it's a joke. It's a big joke. But yeah. Welcome everybody who just came in. Everybody came in. This is a working stream. So if I go quiet for a couple of minutes, that means I will be working. I am actually preparing my little press here for our girl Jamie Hart. She will be here on September 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Um, and so I'm really happy about that, having Jamie come back. She's definitely one of our favorite people. Um, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of things, and looking forward to chatting with her again. I really, really want to get her. I'm sort of torn. I'm sort of torn right now. Echo, I would pay money to see that too. You know what? I want to see a tag team. I want to see Ricky and Pablo versus Gareth and Voss. That's what I want to see. That's really that's really what I want to see right there. I, I would love to see a wrestling match between Gareth and Pablo versus Ricky and Pablo versus Gareth and Voss. That would be awesome. Um, and the winner could get me and the Bat. That's right. Me and the Bat, we would take on the winner of either one of them. Uh, See, this is where why if it happens, which after they called it the greatest tragedy in American history, there is a footprints for a memorial of the Twin Towers. Um, yeah, that's right. It is coming up. It is coming up. 9/11, the anniversary of 9/11 is coming up, and of course we have learned nothing from that. That whole well, now we all everybody's now found out what a lot of people um, and I don't mean to say this as one to pat my ass on the back because I'm not really like that, but for those who us were the day after the attacks were screaming that the Saudis were behind it and no one listened to us, they do now. They do acknowledge that the fact that Saudi Arabia was behind 9/11, and it's amazing that we're still doing business with them. They helped sponsor the attack. They sacrificed bin Laden in doing so. Bin Laden was not a nice person. They definitely deserved what he got, but he was just a figurehead. The real power behind the attacks of 9/11 rests in two parties. They rested in Saudi Arabia, and they had help from George and Dick. Yep. Yeah. So there you go. That's right. In case you're wondering, Dick is Dick Cheney and George is George Bush. They had their hands in that shit too. Don't be fooled. Um, yep, that's right. 3,000 died for 9/11, including 343 firefighters, and don't forget the people who also died later on. due to complications from breathing in all that poison. Many firefighters and first responders died years later after catching cancers from breathing in the fumes from the wreckage of 9/11. So there was a lot more than just 343 firefighters and 3,000 people. There's a lot of people that died because of the effects of the towers. So yeah, won't shy away from that here. If you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about that as well. Yeah, this is an open stream, open lines. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we will talk about. Whatever you guys want to talk, whatever you guys want to bring up. So we can go there. I know I see a lot of channels do that. They get gun shy about that. Like I don't want to talk politics, but you know what? Sometimes we need to talk about shit like that because because it's there. It's there. It's right in the middle there. You have to talk about it. Um, in fact, when I went to the library yesterday, they had a sign on the door. They're having a meeting in September. Uh, they're having a meeting in September about the state of the library in Michigan. People are really concerned with the attacks on libraries. Books are being pulled, history is being whitewashed. Um, uh, uh, Books are being banned. Not only are they being pulled, but they're being banned. Um, so I mean, it's right there. We can't hide from that. We have to talk about it. Um, Putting your head in the sand is no excuse. Um, Later on, you walk around going, "What happened? What happened?" Well, while your asses and heads in the sand, all these freedoms that people love to use the word for, which actually started the erosion of our freedoms in this country, started with 9/11. The fall of our freedom as the United States of America started to decline after 9/11, and that's from both sides. Both sides. We had put the Patriot Act into effect, and it's been there from 9/11 up to today. No one has stopped the Patriot Act. So all right. Well, you guys have not run away, so that's good. So football. Let's talk a little football because I got to talk a little college ball. Um, so my Spartans of San Jose State, they went down and played sixth-ranked USC. Um, they lost 56-28, and while on paper that seems to be an ass whipping, it really wasn't. The Spartans put up a good fight. They bloodied USC's nose. The USC did not stop San Jose State as much as their defense stopped. As far as our defense couldn't stop their offense, but they couldn't stop our offense either. So it was. I mean, I think they pushed to add a couple of scores on to make it look better. But quite honestly, looking at the game and looking at the statistics, San Jose State was right there in the mix. Um, they will. I think they will. Will upset Oregon State. I do think because Oregon State's offense is not going to be nearly as prolific as USC. That USC offense was legit. That's a legit. Oh, their defense is not. I don't think USC's defense is not all that either. Our defense was a little soft. I was a little. It was a. I think we tried really hard, but I just don't. It's not because of lack of size either. I don't think we have quite enough depth. But San Jose State's defensive line across the board, it's not too bad. It's pretty healthy actually, and it's getting a little bit bigger. Brent Brennan is actually recruiting bigger players. So our defense was pretty cool. It was all right. It stopped their run game. It made Caleb Daniels beat him with his arm. They were not running up and down the field on us, not until late, not until the defense got tired. Then they started popping off big chunks of yardage. But up till the third quarter into the fourth quarter, San Jose State was right there in the mix. Uh, yeah, Hawaii played really well. But you know what, though? I think everybody knew that was going to happen. Vanderbilt is Vanderbilt. Hawaii will get better. Vanderbilt never will. I mean, that game last year was just, I mean, Tommy Chang didn't have any players at all. I mean, he didn't have, I mean, that was, you're looking at you're probably looking at a Division II level talent for Hawaii last year. And I do think it was more Chang's coaching up than it was the talent that got them their 3 wins. They went 3-10 last year. And for some people, that was actually considered pretty good. And it was with the lack of talent that they had and depth that they had. Not surprised to see them go back there and get into a rock fight with Vanderbilt. Hawaii will be much better this year, and you won't be able to sleep on them. You're going to have to run the ball on them. You're going to have to keep the ball away from them to beat Hawaii. You want to beat Hawaii, you're going to have to run on them. Don't give them the ball because those guys will throw from anywhere and everywhere. All right. Oh, oh God, who? Nobody thinks the Jaguars are going to be sold out. God, really? Uh, let's see. Yeah, Rice beat Rice. That's right. Texas is in the mix. They got Arch Manning's boy. Texas. They're gonna jump up there and play Alabama this year. You know what? Honestly, I don't think I want to be the first team to play Alabama. I think Alabama is a wounded animal right now, and they feel very disrespected by the national media. They think everybody's on Georgia's tip, and everybody's sleeping on Alabama. I don't think so. I think Alabama is going to come out and blow some doors off people this year. That's going to be a scary team. They have a lot. They feel they have a lot to prove, and yeah, I'm sort of glad you get them this year, Justin, and not the Spartans. That's for sure. Of course, we get Texas, and I think we get Texas next year. We go back to Texas next year, San Jose State. Um, yeah, I was really surprised by that. I think that's a home field win right there. Yeah, San Diego State did not look good. Did not look good. That was a game. That was a game that Ohio wanted. If you would have told them that there was only going to be 33 points scored in the game, I think Ohio would have liked their chances in that game. And Ohio traditionally starts a little slow anyway, so they'll be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, that was a disappointing show for San Diego State. Let's see. All right, Steven is here with great news. He's got power. The worst of the storm didn't hit. It's awesome. Was awesome. Uh, yeah, of course he did. That's exactly right, Echo. Yeah, sold out. Oh, oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll be there next year. We'll be there next year. I can guarantee you, we will not be showing up like we did last time, where we didn't show up. We just showed up to get the check. I believe that next year we will be there to cash the check. Um, like I said, I mean, our recruiting has been very quiet, but it has been effective. I've been looking at the roster, and San Jose State has actually gotten some really decent players coming in. Um, and one thing that you have to mention too is the fact that we didn't have our number one receiver. I don't know what happened to him, Justin Turner. That would have definitely helped stretch out the field. I do believe that we would have scored a few more points with Justin Turner. Um, but I got to give my hats off to maybe the most valuable Spartan. Hats off to Nick Nash. Wow, that guy bleeds blue and gold. Let me tell you. Um, he's had a most interesting career. He's been a quarterback for us. He was a quarterback for us. He led us to several wins. Um, he's turned around and instead of going to another school and playing quarterback after being told that the Spartans told him we need you to play wide receiver. A lot of kids would have said, screw that. I'm going to the portal. I'm going to go play quarterback. But Nick Nash has stayed in San Jose, and he played receiver last year, and he came back and played receiver this year, and he scored 3 touchdowns against USC. USC could not stop him. 6 catches, 89 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's see. Oh, all right, all right. Wow. Let's see. So, Steven says he'll be doing the show with Stephen Pinsey, but I know the usual stays on a couple hours. But just do an hour because it's got to take the bus to Orlando. I still could come in and help you out with that, Stephen, so you could stretch out your show to the least show length. At least we can get you 90 minutes to an hour if you want. I don't mind doing that. I think Hawaii will beat Stanford this weekend. I think Hawaii will beat Stanford. Stanford and Cal, Oregon State and Washington State, their kids are all just like, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to us? That's going to be a massive distraction to them. That it's just going to be. You're no longer basically you're basically a homeless team. The Pac-12 as we know it is done, and you got 4 teams out there with really no place to go. Cal, no one's. It's seriously. That's just. I can't tell you how that smacks of pure desperation to sit there and try to get on with the Atlantic Coast Atlantic Coast Conference. That's utterly ridiculous. I mean, every team is on the coast. Every team. I mean, at least in the Big Ten, at least USC and UCLA, at least they have Minnesota and Iowa and Nebraska that are closer to those guys. I mean, Stanford and Cal would have to fly all the way to the East Coast pretty much every time they played. North Carolina State, Florida State, Clemson, and South Carolina. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous. And they would have to give up their financial. They couldn't come in and expect to get paid the same money that an ACC team would get. They would have to take a lump for a little bit before they could actually start making any money back. Plus, the other teams, baseball. What are you going to do with that? You're gonna have your team fly. I mean, there's just sports out there that don't pay for themselves. You're gonna fly them out to the East Coast, like 3 or 4 times a year per sport. It's a disaster. Let's see. Hollywood Steven. Oh, snap. That's right. Steven he is leaving to film another movie. That's right, Hollywood Steven, like Hollywood Hogan almost, Hollywood Hogan light. So let me drop Steven's channel here. I'm supposed to be doing a push. Let me do that. I'm gonna drop Ben's channel first. Okay. All right. So I'm not sure who hasn't already subscribed to Ben, but like I said, I'm going to be dropping these channels here anyway because there is a chance that someone may not be sub to them. So if you haven't subbed to Ben from Cadaver Club, please do so. Let's see. And Steven, you could drop your link in if you want to. Since you're a moderator, you could drop your channel in there. Feel free to do that. Hey, Echo. Maybe you and I should be interviewing Steven, right? So what's it like? What's it like being a Hollywood? Hi Sarah, how are you? Let's see. Sarah says cleaning ladies come clean our 2-story house. So I have to pick up. That's a good thing. Yep, me too. I have to pick up too. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. So yeah, we're trying to get Ben up to 700 and we're trying to get Steven up to 600. So if you haven't subscribed to either one of those two, please consider doing so. All right. So let me go quiet for a quick second here. I gotta finish out this banner for Jamie. All right. Oh man, okay. Let's see. Wow. All right. See, look at that. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go. Did you fix that? Did you fix that? There's Jamie right there. Look at that. If you say her name 3 times, Jamie Hart will appear. That's what I heard anyway. So that's what I'm doing. Even as Jamie has walked through the door, I'm actually making her banner for my Instagram about her show on September 20th. That's right. That's gonna be a fun show. I'm so looking forward to this. Hey, there he is. What's going on? But let me go ahead and grab his channel. Pugwell. Pugwell. Let's see, Pugwell. Oh my gosh, Pugwall. Let's go grab him. Why? Because we can. All right. All right. Wow. Man, your channel blew up. We'll see if we can drop a little more on you. Uh okay, Matt. We'll call you Matt, and here is Matt's channel. So Matt is also he also does interviews as well. In fact, that's how I met him. And sub to him. He interviewed Al Lucard, aka the Bat. Yes, let's go see if you yeah, drop that Polonia. Cause I'm gonna go see if you fixed that up though, Steven. You know, put all the links in and all the social media in. Let's see if he did that. Let's do that. Oh my gosh. For some reason, there's no links to any of Mark's social media or his movies or any. What's up with that? There's no Polonia Pal links. There's no Echo. You got to jump on your boy here. Uh, but we gotta go ahead and we gotta get. Hi, Drew. How are you? Yeah, all hail the bat. Yeah. Echo's rocking it. Yeah, damn, Steven. That's what I keep saying, Echo. I just went over there and looked, and there's nothing. There's no links to Echo's page. There's no links to Steven's page. There's no. Come on, Steven. You've been doing this now for 127 episodes. Come on now, get cracking. You're not in Hollywood yet, brother. Polonia's show was cool, definitely. That's a Grail guest. Congratulations to Steven for landing that too. That's a keeper. I was so happy that he got him. We've been talking about this for since last summer. Last summer we've been trying to get a Mark on the House of Horrors. You know, and then and we're like, okay, well, he's not doing interviews for anybody. Okay, well, if that's the case, we understand. But then all of a sudden, now we started seeing Mark Poloni start doing interviews with other podcasters, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wait a minute, this is like the biggest fan of Mark Poloni right here, and he hasn't got an interview with him yet. What's up with that? We got to make this happen. So we did, and Steven went down there, made a movie with Mark, and got Mark to come up there and do a podcast on the House of Horrors. Rocking. And let's see, let's see. Steven says I'll be on for like an hour and 15 minutes, maybe half. Um, well, I was actually thinking, Steven, maybe like right now while you're talking with us, maybe you can go to that entry and put Mark's all. That's right. Am I being an asshole by doing this? I don't know if I am. I'm sorry, it's not. But I want Steven to put all the links to Mark's information. So when you go watch the interview, because I know you guys are going to watch the interview, because you should watch the interview. But if you want to see Mark's all his social media, and Echo's social media and Steven's social media, because they both have Instagram pages and all that good stuff, well, it needs to be seen in the description box. You can't go watch something if you don't have a link for it. So let's see. Let's see. Oh, Taco Bell, man. You just had time to make the bus. Yes, we don't want you to be running like Spider-Man did in the first Spider-Man. Wow, we got 10 people here. This is awesome. All right, so let me go ahead and continue to work on Jamie's banner while you guys uh, uh, gives you the pooters. That's a hashtag right there. That's a hashtag. I'm putting that down there. I'm putting that down. Hmm. Let's see. Let's get some help from the chat here. So here's a question for you guys. I want you guys all to drop this in the chat. Drop in the chat. But give me a word to describe Jamie Hart. Give me one word. If you had one word to use to describe Jamie, what would it be? And go. Oh, I hashtagged that, Jamie. I hashtag. Oh yeah. Okay. Awesome. Fun. I like it. I like it. Okay. All right, let me go back and see what we got. Pooters, no doubt, Pooters. Let's see. Sarah says Jamie, she's fun and she's a fun young lady and she's cool, interesting. Yes, she is. She is interesting to watch. I agree with that, Sarah. Let's see. Let's see. Badass bad with an ass. You know who's a bad. I don't know. I don't know about. I think we might have got a little sideways as her commenting on her badass. Um, Geeky, nerdy, annoying. Well, I wouldn't say annoying, but I would say geeky and nerdy are pretty good. Yeah. I don't know though. You did have that picture of you in a cheerleader outfit. I don't know very many nerdy cheerleaders. But you did you say people say you look like Jenna Fisher, Jamie. When I saw your cheerleading picture, you look more like Leah Thompson than you did Jenna Fisher. I know, right? Right, Casey? Let's see. I like the geeky and nerdy. I'm gonna go with that. And I'm gonna go with amazing from Sarah. That always, definitely. So right now I'm really fighting myself too. So there's part of me that wants very much because when I watched this movie, I was thinking of Jamie when I was watching it. Uh and and that was Skinner Morenik. I was just watching that movie and I kept on thinking how much I would like to talk to Jamie of all the people I know, of all the people that I know, including my fellow IFC Midnighters. I think Jamie could have probably talked about that movie more than anybody else. And part of me wants to talk about it with her on the show. And then there's part of me that wants to sit there and save it and then invite her to come on because we're going to talk about the movie in October. We're gonna do a special IFC Midnight show to talk about Skinner Morenik because it's such an interesting movie. It's such an interesting movie and I want to save her for her maybe to have her come out and guest star on that. I don't know what I'm going to do. Um, uh, no, now hey, what's going on? The harsh truth is in, and he dropped the taco in. He dropped the taco in. That's great. That fits the topic for the day. We're talking about Taco Bell and how it gives you pooters. Uh, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's funny. So I don't know what to do about that. So I don't know. You guys get to come in and watch the show to see if me and Jamie either talk about it on the 20th or maybe I could speak Talker into coming out and hanging out with us on a Sunday to talk about it. Yes. Oh, Jamie. Yeah. I seriously, when I watched it, the only thing that came to my mind was this is so David Lynch. It's so him. He's all over. His handprint is on this movie. And thinking that, I'm thinking, I wonder what Jamie thought about this movie. I wonder if she's seen it yet. Um, so yes, I definitely want to because like I said, I think you could relate to it more than anybody else I know. It's one of those movies that you either gonna like it or you're not. There's no really the middle of it. It's just it's just like you either like it. I don't know that many people who love it. I don't know if it's a movie that you could say I love that movie. I don't know if it's that kind of movie. Um, it's one of those movies that you like and you can appreciate and you can respect, but I don't know if you can love it. It's sort of like Martyrs in that sense. Martyrs is a great movie. You can watch it, you can like it. I'm not sure if you can love it because of the content. I'm not sure. I mean, that being said, yeah, I thought Martyrs was pretty outstanding. But that Martyrs is it's a black and white story. It's right there. You know what's going on. Skinner Moranik is so much symbolism and so much atmosphere and so much. What am I watching? It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in what's that say? A mystery wrapped in a paradox, something like that. I think you will too. Yeah, I think Matt, again, I agree with that. I think it's worth a rewatch. Hey, all right. Welcome, Z. Oh, well, all right. I'm getting some fresh faces on in here. Thank you so much for coming in. Great content on your channel. Really digging your channel quite a bit. Super, super cool topics. And I like commenting. Let me drop this real quick, and then I'm going to drop a couple of other channels because there we go. There's our friend Ben from Cadaver Club. If you have not subscribed to Ben, you need to do so. No, yeah, you look like Leah Thompson to me. Uh, yeah, we're just doing a pop up. Doing a pop up. Getting talk a little football. We talked a little bit about boxing. We even talked a little bit about 9/11. We're talking about this is open lines. Um, now we're the big topic is Hooters. That Jamie contributed to the conversation. Now we're going to be running with that word for now till forever. Hooters is now a thing. And let me go drop your channel here, Z. I could do that. Right. Holy cow. You're getting close to 2K, my friend. You are right around the corner. Holy crow. Uh, all right, let's drop it. Let's drop it. So here is Digi Z that highly recommend. He is actually racing to 2000. That's exciting. Let's do our part about that. Um, let's get this going. Let's get him up to 900. Yeah, let's do it. At least we can get him up to 860, right? We can do that. Let's crack it. Let's crack it. There's the professor. The professor just walked in. Let's see. Jamie's now saying that Taco Bell and Pooters go together like peas and carrots. That's right. I would dare anybody to film themselves going up to a Taco Bell and saying, "Yeah, I'd like to get your. I like to. I'm looking for your Pooter Crave box. I'm craving a Pooter." And it will be Jamie that does this. All right, let's see. I can go ahead and let's see. So, are you guys excited about the news from Disney? So, I sort of felt like I called it out like this based on what Bob Iger said. Bob Iger, when he took back Disney, became the CEO again. The previous CEO had basically had said that they were going to stop doing physical releases, and they were going to put everything on the streaming service. Well, Bob Iger came back there and said, "Well, we're not going to do anything of the kind. We're going to be doing physical media again." And so we heard that from Bob Iger, but then all of a sudden, then we heard that Disney's not going to be servicing Mexico and Australia anymore. They're not going to be sending physical media to those two territories. So that was sort of like That was sort of really bad news to hear. I had thought that when he said that physical media was coming back, I had anticipated that they would do a big rollout for Black Friday, and it's starting to look just like that. It's starting to look like that's how it's going to roll out. And so I know they're releasing the Mandalorian, WandaVision, um, and a few others, but they did not give a statement if they're going to be doing Captain America and the Winter Soldier, which I know that probably next to WandaVision is probably the one series that MCU fans want to see the most. They want to see that. Midnight is going to be Midnight. I mean, Moon Knight is going to get a physical release. Of course, everybody's clamoring for the release of the Netflix series. Um, not Iron Fist season 1, not so much. If they want to leave that one in the vault, I'm all right with that. That was awful. Um, but but they're going to release the Netflix series. People want us to get those. There was a brief little window where they did release it, but the prices were the price for the first season of Daredevil, which they sold at Walmart for a minute. It was like for 12 episodes, they were charging like $35. That's a lot of money for a 12 episode season. A lot of money, especially when you're used to buying, season series for $35, and you know, they're charging you $35, but you're getting like 22, 23 episodes. You feel like you're getting your money's worth. Um, uh, let's see. So, let's see. Yes. Prey is coming out. Yes, definitely. That's right. Prey is also one of the physical media releases that Disney's going to be releasing now. They had released it over in Europe. They released a Prey in Europe, but we did not get a U.S. release date. That's not unheard of. That's not unheard of. There have been movies made in the U.S. that have gotten a European only release, which is really strange, but it does happen. Um, I found that out when I went to try to find a movie. I was looking for a movie. In fact, I'm looking for. That's a good segue. So I was looking for a movie that Haley Bennett did during her early career. So I saw it on eBay and I bought it. Um, so I saw it. It was in English. It had the title in English and everything else. I just said, "Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Buy now," and I did. About a week later, I got the package in the mail, and yes, the DVD cover was in English, but the movie itself was in German. It was in German. It was not in English. You would have to do subtitles for that. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. How that happened. I wrote back to the seller. I said, well, I'm going to have to send this back because this is not what I wanted. But he was kind enough to let me keep it. Um, and speaking of that, uh, does anybody have a spare copy? Does anybody have a spare copy of The Haunting of Molly Hartley? I will trade you for that. I'm looking for a copy of The Haunting of Molly Hartley. I will make it worth your while if I can get that. It doesn't matter if it's DVD or Blu-ray. Uh, I will trade for that. Do you have a copy? What would you trade for it, or do you like it too much? I understand it. I understand if it's a favorite and you don't want to trade for it, you don't want to trade it away. I totally understand that. I'm just looking for someone who wouldn't mind trading, because I would put together a hell of a trade package. I definitely would. Thank you, Echo. I wonder if Steven fixed his Mark Poloni interview up. Let's go take a look at that. Let's go see if he did that, because I'm giving him a hard time over that. And please subscribe to our friend. Did you see that too? Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool right there. 1,850. That's only 150 away from 2,000. That's a great goal. That's a great achievement. Our good friend Matt, he has over 400. Please consider giving him a sub as well. And let me drop him down again because you guys want to do it. I think we got him over. I'm sure we got him over 410. Yep. Okay. We got Matt two more. I think we can get some. We can get more. What are you looking for? Except for Skinner Morenik, because you know it's an ISC. It's an ISC midnight movie. You know that's my jam. No problem. That's the only thing I can't trade away. I can't trade it anyway. Any of my IFC movies, because there's Jamie. I know Jamie's sitting there going like, "Yeah, what? How about if I send you my copy of Hereditary?" Uh, yeah. Give me an idea what you're looking for, Jamie. I got stuff. I got stuff. Let's see. Oh, that'll be cool. That'll be yeah. That does help, Matt. And when people see that you when people see that you sub to them, yeah, you'll get a lot more people subbing. A lot of people they won't sub unless they can see that you sub to them. Oh, and Jamie says he already has Hereditary. So I have a feeling that Jamie does not want two copies of Hereditary. Uh, uh, I was just gonna throw that out there. Oh my gosh. Because Jamie likes Hereditary. So so whenever someone you know what? People have already started to see this now. I'll be sitting in a chat somewhere and someone will mention Hereditary, and everybody in the chat will sit there and say, "Well, that's it for the cheetah. He's gone." Sure, sure. Like I said, if it's a movie you like, Jamie, and you want it in your collection and you don't want to trade for it, I understand that. I'm just throwing it out there. Um, um, let's see. You got any copies, Professor? Because the Professor might. Where's Waffles? You know what? Where's Waffles? Waffles should have it. Waffles buys all. He double dips all the time. But I'm sure Waffles already ran away. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I just kept hoping that I would find. It was weird because I was looking for music and lyrics, so I couldn't find it. The library, I never saw it at the library, never once. So I went ahead and I Amazoned it for like $4, and of course, wouldn't you know it? Right after I did that, right after I got music and lyrics, now I see it on the regular. I've probably seen about 12 copies of it. So since before I couldn't get it at all, then I buy it, and now I see it all the time. Um, yeah, I didn't know there was a second one either, Professor. Tell you the truth. Now I know there was the final exorcism, and I know that there was a part two to that, and there was but I didn't know they did a second Molly Hartley. And I know if they did, I know it didn't have Haley Bennett in it. I'm trying to collect her. I'm trying to collect her. Her all her movies that she's in. I've gotten quite a few so far. That was actually going to be my birthday. I was gonna do that for my birthday. I was gonna have everybody go over there to her channel and ask her to do an interview with me. But power got knocked off, and by the time I got my power back, my birthday is pretty much over. And I said, nah, I don't want to do that. I couldn't get it on my birthday. I just, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, yeah, I need to do that. All right, let's do it. Ta-da! All right. Well, Jamie is up on Instagram. Let's see. What's a movie that you've seen recently that you think people should watch? That is very easy, Z. That is very easy. That is going to be Brightwood. Brightwood. Holy shit. That's my favorite movie of the year by far. That movie will blow your mind. That movie will blow your mind. I absolutely love that movie. It just came out a couple of weeks ago on Cinephobia releasing. Um, man, it's a Cinephobia started out as art exploitation, which was based out of Philadelphia. The owner of Art Exploitation sold his company to Kino Lorber. He sold Art Exploitation in this catalog to Kino Lorber. It sounds like Kino Lorber bought it but didn't know what to do with it. Um, so the owner of the former owner of Art Exploitation, he decided he was going to get back into the game and restart and create another company. And so he did. He started Cinephobia releasing, and he's right back on the jazz. Cinephobia releasing art exploitation movies are the bomb. Man, Brightwood is tight. It is a great movie. Um, I I hope more people discover it. We did an interview with the director Dane Elcar. We also interviewed one of the stars of the movie, Max Wollendijk. We will be getting the other star of the movie, Dana Berger. We'll be getting her after the strike is settled. Um, but we do have an interview with, like I said, the director screenwriter, Dana Elcar, and the star, one of the stars. It's only a two-person movie. Well, and it's absolutely sensational. It's a and I'm not really shocked by that too. And I've said this before about the movies that Ray Murray, who owned Art Exploitation and also now he owns Cinephobia Releasing. That guy's got his ear on. It's awesome how he does it, and he covers movies from all over the world. Um, we've interviewed Andrew. We've interviewed. We've done several reviews of his films. Um, which I highly recommend. Two of his movies, one movie that he did called Molly was my second favorite movie that I ever reviewed in my entirety of reviewing. I've reviewed over 600 movies so far. It's my number one. It's my number two was Molly. The movie of the year, the best movie of the year, was a Dutch movie called We. That was my number one for 2019. This will be my number one movie for this year. I don't really see any movie coming close to this as being my favorite movie I've watched. Um, and though I've watched quite a few good ones this year, I haven't watched a whole lot. I've watched 90, but my watch, because I count what I watch all together. As long as it's a first time watch, it has to be a first time watch for it to make my top. So I've watched a lot of first time movies, and I'm going to have an interesting top 20 or top 10 this year, um, for definitely. But right now, Brightwood is it's amazing. I'm hoping to get a hard copy of that soon. I was hoping that there'd be a director's commentary because I would have. But we already talked to Dana Elcar, so we did get a glimpse of the man behind the madness. Um, so it's on. It's just a recent interview, as a matter of fact, and I'll drop it in the chat. You guys can hit press. You guys can just click watch later on the interview. You don't have to go right now to watch it, of course. Um, but I am going to drop it, and then if you guys do want to go check it out, I highly recommend. Let's see. I did review it as well. You can find my review in the interviews. All right. Um, well, okay, but let's turn that over to the whole chat. What is one movie that you guys have recently watched that I should watch? Me and the Cheetah. What would you recommend that me and the Cheetah watch that you watched and really like? Of course, now that I said, Cinephobia releasing, which is a really cool boutique label, I'm sort of surprised Bones didn't jump in here and sit there and say, "Uh-huh, I knew it, you boutique baller." Uh, but let's see what your guys' movies that you would recommend to me, because I will watch anything. Um, thank you, Sarah. Let's see, man, I've watched. In fact, let me talk a little bit more about Cinephobia. Cinephobia. So Ray Murray just sent this one to me today, this week. I don't know anything about it. It's based in the UK. It's called Latent Image, and it's one thing that Ray does too that makes him unique is not only does he do movies from all over, but he's not afraid to dip his finger into the LB uh, QT. He's not afraid to dip his fingers into that, and so he does promote uh, uh, um, gay cinema. He's not afraid to do that, and so this is basically a gay horror film. So I don't know anything much about it. I do know that it looks really interesting and very suspenseful. So I will be sinking my teeth into this one this weekend. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I have not seen Scream 6 drop at the library. I had actually thought I would be seeing that by now. I was hoping that it would drop by now, so I could actually do a retrospective on Scream. I was actually going to do that. Um, let's see. Hey, Mayanne, how are you? How are you? So you haven't watched anything lately? Uh, yeah, I actually been in a movie watching mode. I will be doing a review. I watched two movies recently, and this will be another movie that I would recommend that you guys would watch. If people said, "What's another movie that you would watch?" I would tell you right now, highly recommend this, big time recommend this, and that is Consecration with Jenna Malone. I'll be reviewing this after I do this stream. Um, but I also watched this too. I watched this. It's called part of the Doomsday series, and that was called Ring of Fire, which was a miniseries that aired on Sci-Fi Channel. This is way above average. for a nature run amok movie. A lot of these have really low budgets, and the special effects are pretty cheesy. But this one has a pretty heavy star cast to it, and it was actually really good, really good. I was really shocked to see how much I really enjoyed this, except for one aspect of it, which I'll cover in my review. There's one part of it I did not like, but that's what I watched lately. The last two movies I watched were let's see. Oh yeah, Saint Maud. Yeah, Matt, definitely. Saint Maud is wow. Yeah. We did a deep dive on that. Uh we did a deep dive on Saint Maud. We talked about it, and it's a heavy movie. Um we were discussing whether is it a horror film, or is it just a psychological film with a horrific ending with elements. I After watching it twice, I really did come to the mind that I think it's more of a psychological film. I didn't see it as a horror film. I saw it as the ending is horrific, um, but it's only like 5 seconds, 7 seconds. I'm not really, it's like, yes, it's horrific what we're watching, but up to that point, I didn't really feel like it was a horror film. Um, uh, uh, yeah, yeah, I think I love Saint Maud. I got to tell you, that's yeah, it definitely, maybe while it was not a house of horrors, so to speak, but it definitely has some horror elements to it. And what's really cool is that the young lady who starred in that, she starred in the Ring of Power, the Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings prequel. Morford Clark, she ended up starring in that movie, in that series. She started in Saint Maud, and then she went on to do the Lord of the Rings prequel, which is supposed to be getting a season two, but we don't know. Hopefully yes. And that is an A24 film, and that was one I would recommend for sure. Hereditary, not so much. Sorry, just letting you know how I feel. Midsummer, yeah, not so much. Um, let's see. Sarah says she's been watching movies in bed. Yeah, that's a good place to watch them. Um, yeah, I did like Saint Maud quite a bit. I picked up a Uncut Gem. Well, I tell you what, okay, yeah, I just couldn't, I just can't, I just Hereditary was just, it was just a way over the top. There's no directorial control. There really wasn't. Um, it was his first movie, Ari Aster's first movie, and I really think that he just did not do a good job in directing the film. He let Toni Collette go way over the top. I mean, she looked like a female Al Pacino during some of his when he's out there chewing the grass. Um, a lot of the parts were underwritten. Gabriel Byrne was really used badly. Um, yes, Echo, I'm telling you, man, you gotta watch. You gotta watch that Consecration. Yeah, you won't be trading that one away. I will be shocked if you come up to me and sit there and say, "Yeah, I'll trade it." I will be shocked. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a corker of a movie, definitely. I'm hoping and praying that my library will drop a copy. I have not seen Midsummer. I have it, but I have not watched it yet. I'm scared to. It's like, wow, do I really want to go ahead and seek my, give up 3 hours of my life for another bad movie? I'm not really sure I want to do that. I love The Witch. No, I watched The Witch with Casey. Um, that was that was a cool ass movie. The Witch is great, but not for the reason that people think. It's not like it's a damn. The Witch is so scary and frightening and spooky and everything else. I love The Witch because of the damn goat. That goat was the goat. Uh, 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 Now Matt's saying that he says The Lighthouse is the best A24 for me. Um, Tenebrae is great. Dario Argento's Tenebrae, that's a great movie. Um, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Um, so yeah, I try not to get into the A24 pool too deeply because then I get embarrassed when people find out that I have like 45 of their movies. That's just like what? What? Wait a minute, you don't like what? But you have many what? I was collecting A24 um, before they became everybody's critical darling. One of the best movies they released. There's two movies that they released that were absolutely tops. One was called Cut Bank. Yeah, it's a great movie. That movie is fantastic. And then my favorite A24 movie is a movie called Remember. Remember is amazing. It's definitely like a top 100 movie for me. Like all time 100. Definitely top 100. It's an amazing film with Christopher Plummer. You won't forget it. Christopher Plummer and Martin Landau. You won't ever forget it. That will stay with you forever. That's a good movie. Um, let's see. Professor says yes, man. The goat was at the end was superb in the Witch. Oh, that goat was awesome. As soon as he popped up on screen, that goat stole that whole movie. That goat was funny as hell. Let's see. Yeah, Miss. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. The professor says I want to get the super extended cut of the Samar, but I think one had a special order of that because I've never seen it on the shelves. I have never seen it either on the shelves, Professor. I do think you have to go through the A24 website to get it. Um, yeah, yes, I'm still looking for a Black Phillip Funko Pop too, which I'm never gonna find. I'm never gonna find one. They're always gonna be super expensive. Uh, it's funny is that they never remade it. They never remade it. It sold out and it never remade it. I know people. I mean, based on the prices that people are asking for a Black Phillip, you know it's popular and you know it's in demand. So why doesn't Funko Pop do another run of Black Phillip? It would be nice. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, I agree with you, Matt, about that. I think everybody jumped on the A24 tip, like bandwagoned it, and they claimed every single movie that was coming out was the best. No, Black Phillip is the name of the goat in The Witch. Man, the goat in The Witch, that's his name is Black Phillip, and and they made a Funko Pop out of him. Yeah, you know what? I would be cool to see Jamie, but don't be shocked if you go over there and see it. And it's like people are asking 40, 50, 60 bucks for it. That's just insane. That's insanity. Uh, yes. I, yeah, the thing about it is what got me, Matt, is that everybody jumped on A24 like it was like new. Like this is wow, this indie horror. This is all new and this is all it's like this is the best. And IFC and IFC Midnight have been doing what A24 wants to do for decades. For decades they have been putting out extraordinary movies for such a long time, and no one ever talks about their movies. Nobody does. It's so rare to get anybody to talk about an IFC or IFC Midnight film, and they're so good. And then A24 came out, and all of a sudden it's like, well, look at these guys. These guys are the best. It's like, wow, you have no idea what you're saying because there's so many great films behind you that you haven't even looked at. Um, Same thing with Film Movement. Film Movement is another boutique label that no one talks about ever. I've only done one review. I'm supposed to be doing more, but Film Movement is also extraordinarily gifted. They also have extraordinarily gifted buyers who go out there and they get films from around the world, um, and they pair them up with short films. So you get a feature length film, and then on top of that, you get a short film, and those movies are outstanding, outstanding movies. Um, let's see. You think they stopped making I, probably, Professor. Probably some inbred redneck Christian down in Mississippi probably was complaining about it. So yeah, you're probably right about that. No one who ever saw the movie. Yeah, unfortunately, let's see. New collection of Criterion Steelbooks. I did not know that Criterion did Steelbook releases. Um, the new houses. Yeah, Harry Potter. They have the new houses Funko's come up. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad to see Funko. I'm glad to see Funko pop us. Even though I was sort of sad. Uh, um, yeah, it's gonna get harder. It's gonna get harder too, Jamie, because I guess Vinegar Syndrome was gonna be taking them over in December, and oh, yay! There's our good friend Nora. That's right. um, yeah, Kino Lorber or Vinegar Syndrome is going to be taking over this distributing IFC movies, and I don't really. I think that's going to be a bad. I think it's a bad thing. I don't really see it being a good thing. I don't think we'll be seeing. I hope that they continue to put IFC movies in Walmart because Walmart does carry IFC movies. Um, but I'm afraid that they take them strictly to just the website. Their prices are pretty high as it is, and I think that I don't think they're going to become really easy to find and or be affordable to buy. Vinegar Syndrome prices generally always run a little bit higher, though I'm not sure. I know that Shout Factory was distributing IFC movies, and that was the same complaint that people had over there. Is that Screen Factory was charging way too much money for their movies. IFC movies should be treated like the Vestron series. The Vestron series comes out on Lionsgate, and they sell them for $11.99, including Blu-rays. The Blu-ray will come out and be sold. I think the Blu-ray is like $12.99, and the DVD are like $10.99. That's what IFC movies should be. They should be on that same level as far as affordability. Um, yeah, yeah, hearing that. See, that's what I was saying about Disney. Oh, hell yeah. Look who walked in through the door. What's going on, Dell? He must have heard me talking ISC movies because me and Dell, we're going to get together. I'm going to be doing some stuff together, I hope, in the future. And yeah, we talked a little bit ISC as well. Um, Glad Nora is here. Nora, the Stock Explorer. Uh, I always say Nora because I always think about Nora Charles from the Thin Man series. Um, I'm hoping that I'm hoping that Disney, because Disney could do this in theory. Disney could. It could actually help take back a little bit of the physical media shelving. Um, People want to see what Disney's been putting out. When they release the Star Wars movies and they release the superhero stuff, and they do it smartly, um, it could spark something. I really do believe that it could spark something. And considering now that streaming is now more expensive than cable, and you're paying for commercials on top of that, um, I just really do think there will be I do think we will see a reverse of physical media. I do think that people are going to they're going to go back to it. They will, because it's so expensive now to be paying for something that you're not getting anything out of. You're paying, 21, 22, 25 bucks a month to watch these movies on streaming, but you get zero out of it. You don't get, there's nothing to show for it. You watch the movie, you might forget it. In a month from now, a movie that you watch, you'll be sitting there going like, I forgot about that. And there could be a chance that it's not on streaming anymore. What are you going to do? I think that Disney, if they handle their marketing right and make the pricing affordable for The Mandalorian and for WandaVision and for the rest of their superhero and Star Wars stuff, if they don't overcharge, $50 for the Mandalorian, if they don't do that and they come out at Black Friday, I could see physical media moving back into the stores, because a lot of people follow what Disney does. If Disney's doing it, it must be good, because Disney, despite their recent troubles, still making cash hand over fist. Um, they are making money, no doubt about that. Uh, it's catching up though, Jamie. Streaming is I mean, if you watch streaming services like Pluto or Tubi, of course, absolutely free, absolutely the best. But now you're starting to see even platforms that used to have a free tier, like Hulu used to show for free, Peacock used to show for free. Now all levels are now behind a paywall. They're all behind a paywall. There's no more free tiers. Now you have to pay for everything, and it used to not to be that way. Yeah, it's expensive. But streaming, now they're doing streaming, they're doing that pricing tier as well. The first tier you get to watch commercials, but if you pay us another extra $5 or $6, now you don't have to watch commercials. Well, I didn't have to watch commercials when I first started, but why should I have to watch them now? Uh, yes. Uh, Tubi is actually very fun. Tubi. I have not watched Pluto in a little bit, um, but Tubi has some amazing films on there. They've had some they have some fun movies on there. Um, Dell mentions his Walmart still has an aisle for movies, and a lot of them are straight to DVD. Yes, they are still cranking those out. Saban Films is still cranking out action adventure movies straight to video, strictly on DVD. Quite simply, there's a market for it. There is a market. Um, Tubi in the UK is VPN City. Yes. Oh, great. So, but so Matt, does that mean that so you guys are getting Tubi in the UK now? That's cool. I know a lot of countries didn't have Tubi, so it's good to see it expand. And I do believe that Disney does have a part of their finger in the pie as far as that goes. And Warner Brothers just signed a deal with Tubi to start showing their content on Tubi. That's interesting. Uh, let's see. Wow. Yeah, what's funny, because it's really weird. It's like stores like Target and Walmart. That was the main reason I used to go there. Part of the reason I go there was because I would walk in there and I would go and see what the movie section was. But now that I know there's nothing really there for me, I don't really go to those stores anymore. And see if you use your Fire Stick and set your VPN to the US, it'll get you there. All right. Yeah, I wish it was too. Because Tubi brings a lot. It's like Amazon. When Amazon first started, Amazon was really a godsend for independent filmmakers because they didn't have any content. They were willing to pay filmmakers money for content. Like I got a movie, all right, get it on here. And so they built their library up, and filmmakers used to make cash. And like if someone started watching a movie, I think it was like the first like 15, 20 minutes of it. If you made it that far, you made your lump, you made your money. But then as they got bigger and bigger and bigger, and they didn't need the independent filmmaker anymore, um, they said, well, we'll still take your movie, maybe, but you'll have to take this amount for as little as I think it's for as little amount as like 5 cents a minute, and they have to watch at least half the movie before that kicks in. Let's see. Let's see. You got three Walmarts. We just got a Target. Dang, this place is podunk. Well, a lot of places now don't have no longer. They no longer have a Walmart, and probably Targets too. Let's see. Let's see. Matt says his next two interviews are with directors with movies on Tubi. It was a godsend to get on and watch them without any hassle. Love it. Yes. Yep. Great Giallo section. Yep. I will be watching and reviewing a movie from one of the interviews that the Bat did. I'm going to be watching Evil Lurks for my 31 Days of Halloween. All right. You're having fun here. Yeah, that sounds really cool, doesn't it? I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm gonna have fun with 31 Days of Halloween. I'm actually doing it as we speak. That's why my next two reviews are for my 31 Days of Halloween. Um, my next open review will be for the latent image. I would like to save this for Halloween, but I have an obligation to get it out as soon as possible. But Consecration and Ring of Fire, I'll have my reviews out for them in October. I think you live on Podunk is when you come up with the word pooters. Um, I enjoyed driving. I enjoyed my interaction with the Amish. When we went down to Indiana, um, Shipshewana, to the auction down there, to the flea market, the Shipshewana flea market. Man, I tell you one thing, those folks know how to cook. Holy crow, man, they knew how to cook. You want great fried chicken? Go to an Amish restaurant. Man, you'll get some grub. You won't be yeah, you won't be cheated, that's for sure. I love Amish food. North of us, apple picking places. Yes, we have north of us. They have apples on the other side of the state. They have a lot of cherry farms to pick for cherries because Michigan's known for cherries. So we have that. Wow. See, that's great right there. And do they give you apples, Jamie? That's cool. All right, let me go ahead and put Jamie up here. Whoop! Oh, wrong thing, wrong thing. Uh, all right. I'm doing I'm still working on finishing Jamie's banner here, so I can put it up on my YouTube channel so people can come by and check it out. All right. Uh, right. Ta-da! All right. Yay. Okay, so Jamie is up. Let's see. All right. Oh, I should do that. Let's do that. So I can drop this link here. I'll drop this link right here. This is the interview I did with Dane Elcar, um, the director of Brightwood. So if you haven't seen that yet, see, saw Amish grandfather and grandson eating at Pizza Hut in Eastern Ohio once. That must have been a real treat. Um, see, I heard the Mennonites. I heard the Mennonites. They only drive dark colored cars. They don't drive flashy colors. They try to be as quiet as possible. So they don't drive that. I didn't know that until I caught that on YouTube. The Mennonites don't drive flashy cars as far as the colors go. Of course, that Amish that immediately makes me think about Witness. That was a early Harrison Ford and Kelly. Oh boy, Kelly McGillis. Good movie, man. That was a good movie. That was pretty star. That was actually pretty star packed. Had Danny Glover was in it. He played a bad cop. Boy, he died a hard death in that movie. Oof, yikes. Um, had Viggo Mortensen was in it. Yeah, that was a good movie. Lucas Haas. I think Lucas Haas played the young boy. All right. That's- yeah, they do drive cars. I was not aware of that either. But they only drive cars with dark colors. Yes, that's funny. The big hats. So what are they? What kind of gangs are they? I mean, what do they fight over? I can't even imagine that. Maybe they're like vigilante groups, keeping people from picking on them. I can't imagine what they would have gangs about. It's like, what are you going to do? The Apple trade. You know, steal. Instead of stealing cars, gone in 60 seconds, it'd be like gone in 60 minutes. I mean, how does that work? Fighting over free range chicken. I'm just trying to I'm trying to imagine what an Amish gang would be. What would they be doing? Like you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't dance. I'm not unsupervised. I'm just wondering what they fight about. The big hats versus the little hats. I, okay. What's next? I gotta. Who do I? Oh, Josh Adams. Oh yeah, I gotta bring him back. I don't think I have him. Let me double check. I might have made him private. Yeah, I had to reschedule some. Like we're not having a show tonight because of the hurricane. So that's one of the reasons why I'm up and doing this now. Um, Trying to see if I remember if I made Josh. Yeah, let's make him public again. Yeah, cool, cool. All right. Uh, all right. So Joshua is back in the mix. Joshua Adams is a hell of an artist. That's going to be a great show. Man, I'm looking forward to that. So we have Morgan Thompson will be with us tomorrow. Next week we have the cast of Dying to Sleep. That will be sensational. That will be on next Monday at 8 p.m. Then we have actress Amiri Blackwell will be with us. Director Stephen King Simmons will be with us. Bob Furmanek from 3D Film Archive will be with us on the 7th. Peter Castro from Bayview Entertainment will come join us on Friday the 8th. Doug and Ava Pottersfield will be coming back with us on the 12th. My friend Bryn Pryor will be with us. Bryn will be a very interesting guest. I hope you guys will come out and give that one a chance because I think it's going to be awesome. And then we have the cast of Breakup Mountain will be with us on the 14th of September. Shane Barella, the owner and operator of Scented Leaf Tea House, will be with us on the 19th. He runs a small chain of stores that are actually rising. He's looking to open up his fourth and possibly fifth store. Very, very popular in the Tucson area, and he'll be here with us on the 19th. And then Jamie will be with us on September 20th. So go hit that notify me button, boys and girls. And then Joshua Adams will be coming in on the 21st. So that will be it. Well, now I got to do Natalie and Ross and Demon, and I already got Spooky, and I got to get Doc. All right. So I'm almost done. So I'm almost done with September. I've actually booked all of September out. So September has been booked. So I'm happy about that. Let's see. Whoops, I lost myself. All right. So it says here that we have 10 people watching us. I appreciate you guys for being here and hanging out with us. Uh, let's see. See, Jamie mentions the gang fights. They fight over resources, land, resources, rules, women, religion. The ones who wear the lighter colors called the ones who wear all black and blue, or all black and wear blue hats. They smoke pipes. They don't drink. Yes, I went to the library, Mayan. I had a good haul this time. Um, thank you so much, Echo. I like that picture, Jamie. Uh, yeah. Please do so. And anytime I'm going to see about getting you onto the show too, man. I want you to come on and do an 8 questions with us. In fact, I know that you're in the UK, so I could actually get you on in September. So I will find you through Instagram and I will send you an invite. Um, no problem. Oh, that sucks, Jamie. I'm really, really sorry about that. Yeah, you know what? This is a good time as any to go ahead and pull the plug on this one. I thought we had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Um, yes, and I will be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with Morgan Thompson. So please come out and support her. She's a terrific young actress and a real sweetheart, and I'm looking forward to talking with her. Uh, you guys have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you later. Peace. Uh oh, I'm stuck.